Hey guys, the high-octane excitement of the World Finals at the dirt track at Charlotte came to a terrifying halt on Friday night when modified racer Tyler Siri was involved in a violent crash during the Super Dakar Series feature event. What began as a night of celebration and competition turned into a harrowing scene that reminded everyone just how dangerous the sport of dirt racing can be. The World Finals, held annually in Concord, North Carolina, is the culminating event for three of the most prestigious dirt racing divisions in the United States: the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, the World of Outlaws Case Construction Late Model Series, and the Super Dakar Series Big Block Modifieds. It's a weekend where champions are crowned, rivalries are settled, and the best in dirt racing gather for one last show before winter. On Friday, November 7, 2025, the grandstands were filled with thousands of fans eager for action. Among the field of fierce competitors was Tyler Siri, driver of the number 5 asterisk machine and owner of the Outlaw Speedway in Dundee, New York. Siri, a veteran in the modified ranks, had fought his way into the main event after qualifying through the B main, showcasing his trademark determination. But in the feature event, as the field thundered into turn 3, tragedy struck. During the early laps of the feature, Siri's car was reportedly caught in a multi-car melee entering the third corner. Witnesses say his machine clipped another competitor and went airborne before slamming violently into the wall. The car flipped hard and came to rest upside down, leaving the packed crowd in stunned silence. Track crews and emergency medical staff rushed to the scene immediately. The severity of the wreck was apparent as rescue teams worked swiftly to stabilize the car. In order to safely extract Siri, medical personnel had to cut the roof off the vehicle, a standard procedure when a driver's upper body is compromised or when access is restricted due to the car's position. Despite the frightening scene, officials later confirmed that Tyler Siri was awake and communicating with medical staff while still inside the vehicle, a hopeful sign amid the chaos. Once freed from the wreckage, he was placed on a stretcher and transported to a nearby hospital for further evaluation. The race resumed after an extended delay, but the atmosphere in the stands and the pit area was somber. Every fan and fellow driver's mind was focused on one thing: Tyler Siri's condition. Initial reports and the Outlaw Speedway update. Late Friday night, the World of Outlaws and Super Dakar Series released brief statements confirming that Siri was conscious and being transported for evaluation. However, it wasn't until Saturday morning that the most detailed update came from Outlaw Speedway, the track Siri owns and operates in upstate New York. The statement read, "Tyler, Cuppy, Teresa, and everyone at Outlaw Speedway want to express their sincere gratitude for all of your prayers, encouraging thoughts, messages, and concern. He is being held for observation. He had a concussion, so a scan was performed and the results showed no harm to his head or neck. He has a damaged sternum and several broken ribs, and his left arm will be evaluated." The team added that Siri was in good spirits despite his injuries and that the recovery process would be lengthy. "The boss man, as we all know, is too strong and obstinate to remain down for very long," the statement continued. "He rests and starts the healing process, and he usually stays in good spirits." In the aftermath of the accident, members of Siri's team expressed their gratitude for the TEO Pro car chassis that he was driving, crediting its strength and safety design for preventing even more severe injuries. "A big thank you to TEO for creating a chassis that prevented the collision from incurring further damage," the Outlaw Speedway statement read. Additionally, thanks to the medical staff in the hospital and the track staff at Charlotte for their excellent professional care. The acknowledgement underscores just how far motorsport's safety has come in recent years. Between improved chassis construction, head and neck restraints, and quick response safety teams, drivers today stand a far better chance of surviving crashes that would have been catastrophic a generation ago. Still, even with all these advancements, dirt racing remains one of the most unpredictable and dangerous forms of motorsport. The outpouring of support for Siri following the crash has been nothing short of overwhelming. Fellow racers, fans and promoters from across the country flooded social media with well wishes, photos, and messages of encouragement. The modified racing community, known for its tight-knit, family-like atmosphere, quickly rallied around Siri and his team. Racers who compete against him week in and week out, such as Matt Shepard, Stuart Friesen, and Jimmy Phelps, were among those who shared supportive messages. Fans at Charlotte on Saturday night were seen displaying homemade signs reading, "Get well soon, Tyler," while many wore Outlaw Speedway merchandise in solidarity. It's moments like these that showcase the unity and heart that define grassroots motorsports, a community that celebrates its victories together and lifts its members up in times of hardship. While the official update stressed that Siri faces a long road to recovery, the tone was optimistic. Broken ribs and a fractured sternum are extremely painful injuries, often requiring weeks, if not months, of rest and rehabilitation. However, Siri's determination and reputation for perseverance suggest he will approach recovery with the same fire that defines his racing career. Outlaw Speedway officials indicated that Siri will continue to oversee operations from a distance while recovering, though it's expected he'll take some time away from the driver's seat. For a man who lives and breathes dirt racing, being sidelined will be difficult, but his team emphasized that health and healing come first. As the Outlaw Speedway statement put it, "The boss man is too strong and too stubborn to stay down for long." Those who know Siri best would agree wholeheartedly. Meanwhile, the World Finals continued Saturday night at Charlotte, as the Super DR Car Series, World of Outlaws Sprint Cars, and late models wrapped up their 2025 campaigns. Though the roar of engines resumed and the champions were crowned, the shadow of Siri's crash still hung over the event. Announcements throughout the evening included well wishes for Siri's recovery, and many fans in attendance took to social media to express gratitude that the accident was not worse. Racing is a sport built on adrenaline, speed, and courage, but it also carries ever-present risks that are never forgotten when incidents like this occur. Tyler Siri's crash at the 2025 World Finals serves as both a chilling reminder of motorsport's dangers and an inspiring story of survival. It highlights the thin line drivers walk each time they strap in, chasing speed and glory while trusting their safety to the technology and people around them. Yet, even in the face of serious injury, Siri's resilience has become a rallying cry for racers and fans alike. His story reflects what makes dirt track racing so special: passion, community, and the unbreakable spirit of those who dedicate their lives to the sport. As he begins the long process of healing, the racing world stands firmly behind him, confident that it won't be long before the familiar number 5-star modified once again rolls out of the pits, carrying a driver who has already proven that no crash, no injury, and no obstacle can keep him down for long. Beyond his accomplishments on the racetrack, Tyler Siri's influence extends deep into the heart of grassroots racing. As the owner and operator of Outlaw Speedway in Dundee, New York, Siri has spent years revitalizing the local racing scene, investing his time, money, and passion into building one of the most respected dirt tracks in the Northeast. His dedication has given countless regional drivers a platform to compete on a professional stage. Under his leadership, Outlaw Speedway has become known for its well-organized events, loyal fanbase, and community-driven atmosphere, a reflection of Siri's own hands-on approach to the sport he loves. While Siri's physical injuries are serious, the emotional toll on his team, family, and friends cannot be understated. Those closest to him, including longtime crew members and supporters, watched in horror as his car flipped violently under the bright Charlotte lights. The aftermath brought a mixture of fear, shock, and eventually, relief when word came that Siri was alert and responsive. For a team that operates like a family, the incident has served as a powerful reminder of just how fragile life in motorsports can be. Crew members like Booger, Rob, Brian, Jr., Christian, Zach, Craig, Jared, Maria, and Ashley, all mentioned in the team statement, have since expressed gratitude for the fans' compassion and have pledged to support Siri every step of the way through his recovery. Dirt racing may be fiercely competitive, but when tragedy strikes, it unites like few other sports can. The outpouring of love and support following Siri's accident illustrates the bond shared by drivers, crews, and fans across all divisions. Social media feeds quickly filled with photos, tributes, and messages from rival teams offering encouragement and prayers. Many drivers, including former champions and up-and-coming talents, took time during Saturday's pre-race ceremonies to acknowledge Siri and wish him a speedy recovery. Even officials from the Super Car series and the world of Outlaws paid tribute, calling Siri a cornerstone of the dirt racing community. While the crash was terrifying, it also highlights the incredible strides made in racing safety over recent decades. In earlier eras, such a violent wreck could easily have resulted in devastating or fatal injuries. Thanks to advancements in chassis design, helmet technology, restraint systems, and emergency response protocols, drivers like Siri are now far better protected. The TO chassis Siri was driving has been widely praised for its durability and engineering, a factor that likely prevented far more serious outcomes. Experts note that every crash, no matter how severe, provides valuable data for improving safety in the future. Siri's accident will undoubtedly be studied carefully to further refine both car construction and track response procedures. For Tyler Siri, adversity is nothing new. Over the years, he has faced mechanical failures, financial challenges, and the never-ending grind of balancing business ownership with the demands of racing. Yet he has always returned, stronger, more motivated, and more determined. Those who know him describe him as a man who never gives up, a sentiment echoed repeatedly throughout the Outlaw Speedway update. His recovery will undoubtedly test his patience and endurance, but few doubt that Siri will once again climb behind the wheel. It's this unrelenting drive that has earned him both respect and admiration across the racing community. While Siri's immediate focus will be on healing, fans and fellow competitors are already looking forward to his eventual return. Whether he's back in the driver's seat or calling the shots from the pits, his presence at the track is impossible to replace. The 2026 racing season could very well see Siri make a comeback, though that will depend on how quickly his sternum, ribs, and arm heal. Given his history of overcoming obstacles, many believe that once doctors give the green light, Siri will waste little time returning to the sport he lives for. In the meantime, his Outlaw Speedway team will continue operations in his honor, keeping his spirit alive at every event. Supporters of Tyler Siri, both local and national, have gone above and beyond to show their appreciation. Fans have organized get-well banners, tribute decals, and online fundraisers to support Siri and his team through recovery. At the track, moments of silence and standing ovations have become common gestures of solidarity. The shared message across all platforms is simple: get well soon, Tyler. Racing isn't the same without you. The affection shown by the racing community speaks volumes about Siri's impact, not just as a racer but as a person who has touched countless lives through his generosity, determination, and love of the sport. As the dust settles from the World Finals, Tyler Siri's story stands as a powerful symbol of resilience, gratitude, and hope. His survival from such a brutal crash is not just a testament to safety innovation, but also to the indomitable human spirit that defines racing's greatest heroes. Though his recovery will be long, there is no doubt that Siri will face it with the same courage he's shown on the track for years. The dirt racing world will be watching and waiting, cheering not just for his return, but for the reminder that no matter how hard life crashes, strength, faith, and community can always help lift a racer back onto his feet. In a sport where speed meets danger, Tyler Siri's story reminds us that every lap is precious, and that true champions never stop fighting.